Priti, welcome to Teesside. Thank you for coming. And you're here to talk about new police numbers. We've made a pledge to recruit 20,000 police officers over the next...
Yes, so I'm sure all your constituents have heard. It's a manifesto commitment that helped to get you elected back in 2019. It got us all elected. 20,000 more police officers. So today, nationally, we have announced that we have recruited 8,771 new police officers around the country. So we're 44% of the way there already for our 20,000. And here we've got 185 more police officers. That's more bobbies on the beat in your constituency and within the region, keeping your constituents safe.
Exactly, there's more police and safer streets. But in Teesside, we suffer from a particular problem in terms of serious violent crime. And we recently missed out on funding for violent crime because of the criteria it was based on. Me and the Police and Crime Commission candidate Steve Turner are fighting for more funding to tackle serious violent crime in Teesside. Will you meet with us after the election and hear our plan for that?
I would absolutely not only meet with you but support you in your efforts. And as you'll know today, I've also met with the Chief Constable to talk about these issues, look at what policing is doing in the round on violence reduction, on tackling drug abuse, drug misuse, drug crime, because all of these are linked. So I'd be delighted to meet you and our Conservative Police and Crime Commissioner that we're currently campaigning for, because we want to deliver more. These are serious issues. The government's commitment is absolutely there. We're putting more money into policing, more money to tackling the root causes of crime. So absolutely, there's much more that I want to do, working with you here for your constituents, but also for the region.
And Cleveland Police has had a number of troubles, and it was mentioned in the HMIC report. But one of the areas that we suffer from in Cleveland is domestic abuse, and we across the area we welcome the passing of the domestic abuse bill in Parliament, and we've got fantastic local charities like EVA and Foundation in Redcar who are supporting as well. So thank you for championing that through.
Well, domestic abuse is a terrible, terrible crime. And actually it's all the associated aspects of violence, disorder, violence against women, men, children, that also comes under that wider domestic abuse umbrella. So we've received royal assent this week. We should be very proud as a government. We are absolutely committed to doing more for victims, protecting men, women and children, victims of abuse. But also I've just come from Cleveland Police Force this afternoon, discussed not just this issue with the Chief, but I've met the leaders of the vulnerability team in policing within Cleveland Police. I have to say we should be very proud of them and the work that they are doing. Throughout the pandemic, they established this vulnerability team. I've spoken, as you know, about the hidden harm of domestic abuse when we were, in lockdown, when people were staying at home, when we would assume that home is a safe place, when in fact it's not a safe place if you're with an abuser or a perpetrator. So policing here is doing some fantastic work. I've also asked for some of the best practice from Cleveland so we can share this nationally. So there's some great work that's taking place, helped by, of course, the good work with partner organisations and the charities and the foundations that you've mentioned.
And the other thing that I can't let you leave without talking about this, I get emails about it almost weekly, and I'm sure you do as well, about illegal immigration. We've announced the plan to tackle that. Can you let us know where that plan's at the moment?
Absolutely. So illegal migration has been a significant problem actually for our country for decades and decades and decades. The fact of the matter though is that our way in which we deal with illegal migration and our asylum system, so we have people coming to the United Kingdom through illegal means, basically using criminal means as well, facilitators paying their way to organised gangs to come to the UK, actually putting their lives at risk, particularly in small boats. And today some figures have been published, horrendous figures, over 300 people are the estimates of people that have died trying to get to the UK. Small boats, for example, it's abhorrent. We want to stop that because there's a trade in people that needs to be squashed. But people come here and they claim asylum. Now, our asylum system is completely broken. We have just backlog of cases, we have more people trying to claim asylum. So I have announced a new plan for immigration. And that new plan will come together with significant legislation which will be announced in the Queen's speech in a few times. It will be called the Borders Bill, and it will effectively do something we have not been able to do. And this is partly now because we've left the EU, so we've ended free movement, and that means we can do much more, take back control, as we said in the referendum, and as we got Brexit done. So we are going to redefine our asylum system, basically change our policies, and the new immigration plan will be fair, absolutely fair, to people who are fleeing persecution and who are destitute, but will be firm. People that come here illegally will not be able to claim asylum because they can claim asylum in France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Greece, the countries that they are travelling from. Those countries are safe countries. They are not war-torn countries at all, and it's right that we reform our broken asylum system to make sure that it is fit for purpose for the people that it needs to support, and is not abused in the way in which it is being abused right now. And also we're going to reform the immigration courts, the way in which people go to court and have one claim after the other. When we try to remove people, we can't remove them because the lawyers will then make representations for them. Sometimes, more often than not, unfair and unjust representations. So this is our plan, a new immigration plan for a firmer but fairer system where we support those who need our support, but quite frankly where we have to be firm with those who are abusing our hospitality and our system and are basically stopping those that need help getting the help that they need.
Yeah. Thank you, Priti. Thank you for coming to Teesside, and thank you for keeping our country safe.
It's a real pleasure, and thanks for everything you're doing.